On a bright, sunny day at school, Jinhu carefully places his books inside his locker. The hallways buzz with energy as students chatter and move about. His friends suddenly approach, their voices loud with excitement. Friend 1 calls out to Jinhu with enthusiasm. He suggests they head out to play some pool since they have time before the freshman welcome party. Jinhu pauses, surprised by the mention of the event. Jinhu scratches his head, trying to recall the welcome party. He vaguely remembers it now, but explains he can't join them. He has another commitment today. Friend 1 narrows his eyes, teasing Jinhu for acting mysterious. It's Friday night, after all, and skipping out seems unusual. Friend 2 chimes in, jokingly asking if Jinhu has a secret sweetheart. Jinhu's face turns red as he stammers a denial. He insists he's just busy tutoring some kids to help pay his tuition. His friends groan, disappointed by his excuse. Suddenly, Yubin, Jinhu's female friend, appears nearby. She greets him casually, but Jinhu jumps, startled by her presence. Yubin raises an eyebrow, wondering why he's so surprised to see her. Jinhu fumbles his words, trying to cover his nervousness. Yubin repeats her question, asking if he's tutoring today. She thought she knew his schedule, but seems unsure now. Jinhu explains he's taken on a new student today. He needs the extra work to cover school costs. His thoughts wander briefly, noticing Yubin's appearance, but he quickly shakes it off. His friends tease him again, urging him to relax and have fun. They lament that he'll miss out on seeing the new freshman at the party. Friend 1 chuckles, saying Jinhu probably wanted to check out the new students too. Yubin defends Jinhu, saying he's not like them. Friend 2 laughs, insisting Jinhu's still a guy with the same interests. The group erupts into playful banter as the hallway fills with laughter. Yubin shrugs off the teasing with a casual wave. She mentions grabbing an extra coffee can from a convenience store sale. Handing it to Jinhu, she says it'll help him stay energized for his tutoring session. Jinhu accepts the coffee can with a shy smile. He apologizes for not having anything to give in return. His nervous laugh echoes in the hallway. Yubin brushes off his concern with a playful smirk. She suggests he could repay her by tutoring her sometime. Her tone is light, but curious. Jinhu's eyes widened in surprise. He asks what she'd need tutoring in. His mind drifts, imagining playing video games like Valorant with her while teaching. Yubin snaps her fingers, pulling him back to reality. She questions why he's zoning out. Jinhu stammers, embarrassed by his daydream. He quickly dismisses it as nothing, his face flushing. Muttering about his tutoring session starting soon, he prepares to leave. Yubin watches him with an amused grin. His friends call out, wishing him luck with a teasing tone. They joke about enjoying the freshman party and meeting new people. Jinhu thanks Yubin for the coffee before heading off alone. As Jinhu walks, his thoughts swirl. Chatting with girls always leaves him drained. He admits to himself he's curious about romance, just like any guy. But deep down, girls make him nervous. Memories of being teased by girls in high school flood back. Those were tough, lonely days for him. Nightmares from that time still haunt him. Thankfully, his good grades helped him get into a top university. Despite leaving the past behind, he still gets sweaty and anxious around girls. Jinhu wonders if he'll ever feel confident enough to get close to someone in college. His steps slow as he ponders his fears. The coffee can in his hand feels like a small comfort. Meanwhile, Yejin, the girl Jinhu will tutor, sweats through a workout alone in her room. She finishes, feeling a pang of jealousy. Her friends have workout buddies, but she's on her own. Her phone rings suddenly, startling her. It's her mom, reminding her that her tutor arrives in 30 minutes. She urges Yejin to get ready and come downstairs to greet him. Yejin hangs up with a sigh. She grumbles to herself about not wanting a tutor. The stress of preparing for her third college entrance exam is already overwhelming. She thinks about her friends using dating apps and having fun. Yejin feels left out, wishing she could find a close companion. Her thoughts spiral as she vents her frustration. Jinhu arrives at Yejin's house, awestruck by its grandeur. The luxurious design, inside and out, screams wealth. He steps inside, marveling at the elegant decor. Yejin's mom welcomes him warmly, offering tea. She mentions hearing great things about his tutoring from other parents. She praises his skills despite his young age. Jinhu blushes, deflecting the compliments. He credits his students' hard work for their success. His humility shines through as he smiles nervously. Yejin's mom beams, noting how Jinhu helped a student get into a top university last year. She expresses deep gratitude for him taking on her child. Jinhu laughs awkwardly, feeling a mix of pride and embarrassment. He reflects quietly, enjoying the appreciation for his part-time tutoring job. It helps pay his tuition, but the praise feels rewarding. Yejin's mom wonders why her daughter is taking so long to come downstairs. She apologizes, suggesting Yejin might be shy. She promises to fetch her quickly. Jinhu nods, still processing the warm welcome. He asks if she has a daughter, surprised by the mention. Yejin's mom confirms, saying Yejin is beautiful and resembles her. She excuses herself to bring Yejin down. Jinhoo's face reddens as he panics internally. He didn't know his new student would be a girl. All his previous students were boys, and the thought unnerves him. He tries to calm himself, reasoning that this is a great opportunity. Yejin, coming from a wealthy family, must be polite and refined. He imagines she'll be different from the girls who intimidate him. Jinhoo daydreams about tutoring her successfully. If she gets into a top university, their connection might grow into something special. His hopes rise as he waits nervously at the dining table. Yejin's mom returns, guiding her daughter into the room. She playfully scolds Yejin for not being fully dressed, despite her instructions. Yejin rolls her eyes, defending herself. She points out that she got ready anyway. Her tone carries a hint of defiance. Her mom sighs, wishing Yejin had chosen a more proper outfit. She remarks on the importance of a good first impression. Yejin shrugs, clearly unbothered by the comment. Yejin mutters that she doesn't even want a tutor. Her reluctance hangs in the air. She crosses her arms, looking away. Suddenly, Yejin and Jinhoo lock eyes. Both freeze, surprised to see each other. The room grows quiet as recognition dawns on their faces. Jinhoo's mind races as he stares at Yejin. A flashback grips him, pulling him back to high school. Yejin was a notorious troublemaker, so infamous that even teachers avoided confronting her. Jinhoo remembers being stuck in her class. He was forced to do her chores, complete her homework, carry her things, and run her errands. Fear of her retaliation kept him from saying no. Those 3 years in high school felt endless. When they finally ended, Jinhoo earned a spot at S University, one of the country's best. He thought his nightmare days were over. Now, sitting across from Yejin and her mom, reality sinks in. Yejin's mom smiles, calling her daughter pretty. She admits Yejin struggles with studying and hopes Jinhoo can help her get into a Seoul college. Jinhoo's thoughts spin. He recognizes Yejin as the infamous Lim Yejin. He wonders why someone like her needs tutoring. After tea, Yejin's mom leads them to Yejin's study room. She proudly notes its soundproofing, designed for focused studying. She leaves them alone to talk. Jinhoo fidgets, unsure where to begin. He hesitantly asks if Yejin is Lim Yejin from XX High. His voice trembles slightly. Yejin snaps, denying she knows the name. Jinhoo points out her mom called her that. He sighs, realizing it's really her. He blurts out a question about why she's retaking the college entrance exam for the 3rd time. Yejin glares, angrily explaining that no university accepted her. Her frustration fills the room. Jinhoo quickly apologizes, his face red. He's not surprised by her answer. His mind drifts back to high school, recalling her behavior. Yejin often napped in class or skipped it entirely. She'd rally friends for karaoke or to hang out after school. Her carefree attitude clashed with academic expectations. Jinhoo realizes her parents still want her to attend college. He feels the weight of this tutoring challenge. Yejin narrows her eyes at Jinhoo. She asks why he's here, her voice dripping with doubt. Her mom raved about a brilliant tutor, but she can't believe it's him. Jinhoo grins nervously and pulls out his ID card. He proudly shows it's from S University. The card gleams as proof of his achievement. Yejin's jaw drops in shock. She complains about wasting her youth while he's at a top university. She calls it unfair, her voice rising. Jinhoo retorts that she didn't study, so she can't blame anyone else. Yejin snaps back, saying she doesn't want to study. She hurls the word loser at him. Jinhoo bristles, telling her to stop calling him that. Yejin smirks, teasingly repeating loser louder and longer. The room crackles with tension. Silence falls as they glare at each other. Yejin notes that Jinhoo has changed, able to meet her gaze now. She reminds him he couldn't do that in high school. Jinhoo huffs, saying that was years ago. He insists he's not the same timid Jinhoo from back then. His voice carries newfound confidence. Yejin leans in, teasing that he was her errand boy in high school. Suddenly, she turns to her bed, rummaging for something. She tells Jinhoo to wait a moment. Jinhoo blinks, confused by her sudden action. He asks what she's doing, but she snaps at him to be quiet. Her focus is intense as she searches. Jinhoo's thoughts wander as he watches her. He admits she hasn't changed much since high school, but he corrects himself, noting she's even more striking now. Yejin suddenly exclaims that she found it. She holds up her phone triumphantly. Jinhoo flinches, startled by her outburst. He nervously asks what she found. Yejin holds up her phone, showing Jinhoo an old photo. She says it's from her old social media account. The picture captures a humiliating moment from high school. It's a commemorative shot after they forced Jinhoo to set up a tent using their feet. Yejin mocks him, saying he got all flustered back then. She teases that she could post it online. She imagines the photo spreading like wildfire. The headline would scream about the shocking past of an S University student. Yejin smirks, telling Jinhoo to kneel if he wants to avoid that. Jinhoo's face pales and he drops to his knees. Yejin laughs, saying this is the Jinhoo she remembers. She scolds him for acting superior just because he attends a top school. She accuses him of pitying her. Jinhoo stammers an apology, his voice shaky. He begs for her forgiveness. Yejin leans closer, saying a simple apology isn't enough. She asks how he'll make up for hurting her feelings. Her teasing tone brings up the old high school incident again. She prods further, joking about his reaction back then. Yejin's teasing intensifies, catching Jinhoo off guard. Her words leave him flustered and speechless. Suddenly, Yejin offers to delete the photo. Jinhoo's eyes widened in hope. He asks if she's serious, barely believing her. Yejin nods but says there's one condition. Jinhoo eagerly agrees to do anything. His desperation is clear as he waits for her terms. Yejin pauses, then grins. She tells him to work out with her, then started a workout session. After their workout, Yejin wipes her brow and tells Jinhoo to open the windows. She wants the room to air out. Her tone is sharp but casual. Jinhoo hurries to follow her instructions. He kneels afterward, his thoughts spiraling. He silently mourns the end of his tutoring career, feeling defeated. Yejin breaks the silence, asking how often he'll come to tutor her. Jinhoo looks confused, jokingly asking if she means visiting him in jail. He misunderstands her completely. Yejin rolls her eyes, calling him a dimwit. She clarifies she's talking about tutoring sessions. She suggests he come twice a week. Jinhoo hesitates, unsure if he can commit. Yejin says there are two conditions. Jinhoo echoes her words, puzzled by what she means. Yejin explains she doesn't want to study. The tutoring was her mom's idea, not hers. She proposes they just hang out to pass the time. She suggests they fake the tutoring to keep her mom happy. Jinhoo would earn easy money, and she'd avoid studying. She calls it a win-win deal. Jinhoo shakes his head, rejecting the idea. He can't agree to slack off. His reputation as a tutor depends on results. He explains that if her grades don't improve, he'll get fired. It's not a win-win for him. Yejin looks annoyed, asking why he's so stubborn. Jinhoo suggests she find another tutor. He thinks she'd be uncomfortable learning from him anyway. He offers to introduce her to his senior, a great teacher. Yejin's thoughts churn as she glares at Jinhoo. She didn't consider he might suggest another tutor. She huffs, determined not to study. She recalls how she didn't care when other tutors got fired. But with Jinhoo, it's different. She enjoys having him around. His presence excites her in a way she can't ignore. Yejin relents, saying she'll study to keep him as her tutor. She asks if that makes him happy, her tone half-grudging. She promises to try her best. Jinhoo looks skeptical, doubting her sincerity. Yejin insists she'll study, but adds her second condition. She wants to work out together every time he visits. Both blush at her words. Caught off guard, Jinhoo stammers, confused by her meaning. Yejin clarifies with a bold grin, teasing that she wants him as her workout buddy. She jokes he should be grateful for the chance. Jinhoo's mind races, wondering what she's scheming. He hesitates, unsure how to respond. Yejin's tone shifts, threatening to tell her mom he misbehaved if he refuses. She says it would ruin his reputation as a tutor. Jinhoo's face pales at the thought. Reluctantly, he agrees to her terms. He feels cornered but has no choice. Yejin smirks, pleased with her victory. The next day, Jinhoo arrives at Yejin's house for their tutoring session. He pauses outside, reflecting on her strange offer. He accepted, so he has to show up. Yejin's mom opens the door, greeting him warmly. She notes the hot weather and offers a cold drink. Her kindness contrasts with Jinhoo's nervous mood. Jinhoo politely declines the drink. He asks where Yejin is, eager to get started. Yejin's mom tells Jinhoo that Yejin is in her room. She mentions telling Yejin to come down and greet him, but she didn't listen. She laughs lightly at her daughter's stubbornness. She adds that Jinhoo is luckier than past tutors. Yejin was never home for them, but she's cooperative with him. She wonders what Yejin likes about him, calling her daughter difficult. Suddenly, Yejin's mom leans closer to Jinhoo. He stammers, startled by her closeness. She playfully suggests they go to her room, saying Yejin told her everything and he can show her too. Jinhoo's mind spins, imagining a workout with her. The scene feels vivid until her voice snaps him back to reality. She asks why he zoned out, looking concerned. Jinhoo blinks, assuring her it's nothing. His thoughts race, wondering if she knows about his deal with Yejin. Guilt gnaws at him as he tries to stay calm. Yejin's mom knocks on Yejin's door, calling for her to open it. She remembers the room is soundproof and laughs at her mistake. She tells Jinhoo to go inside, assuming Yejin heard the knock. Jinhoo nods and enters the room cautiously. He calls out to Yejin, asking if she's there. He spots her by the window, staring at something outside. He wonders what she's doing, his curiosity piqued. Jinhoo calls her over to start their tutoring session. Yejin turns, mentioning she took a test yesterday and wants him to see the results. Jinhoo assumes it's a pop quiz or part of her SAT prep program. He jokingly asks to see how badly she did. He expects a low score, given her attitude towards studying. Yejin pulls out a small device instead, grinning mischievously. She announces she aced a pregnancy test. Her words hang in the air, shocking Jinhoo. Yejin grins mischievously, holding up the test kit. She asks if Jinhoo will take responsibility, calling him daddy in a teasing tone. Her eyes sparkle with playful malice. Jinhoo's mind spirals in panic. He recalls their recent workout, wondering if it's possible. Thoughts of becoming a dad, mortgages, and childcare costs overwhelm him. His life flashes before his eyes. Suddenly, Yejin bursts into laughter, revealing it's a prank. She holds up a fake test kit, calling him a dummy. She points out it's only been days since their workout. A real test wouldn't show results so soon. She questions if he's really an S university student. Jin-hoo trembles with anger, calling her out for the trick. He demands to know where she got the fake kit. His voice shakes with frustration. Yejin shrugs, saying, "Where there's a will, there's a way." She warns him to think twice before getting too close during workouts. She's prepared a solution to avoid future scares. Yejin pulls out a pack of protective gear, calling them her magical tools. Jinhoo stammers, recognizing them as safety wraps. His face turns red at the sight. She reminds him of their deal to work out during his visits. Yejin urges him to get ready, her tone bold and teasing. Jinhoo's eyes widened in shock. He protests, insisting it's the first day of tutoring. He suggests they focus on studying first. Yejin hisses, annoyed that he'd choose books over her offer. She questions what's wrong with him, clearly frustrated. Jinhoo stands firm, saying he'll get fired if her grades don't improve. He tells her to grab her textbook. Reluctantly, they begin studying. After a while, Jinhoo assigns her 10 questions to solve. He encourages her to ask if she has any doubts. Yejin stares blankly at her textbook, her mind elsewhere. She thinks Jinhoo's focus on studying is lame. She refuses to beg for his attention, valuing her pride. An idea sparks in her head. She asks Jinhoo to explain a sentence, leaning close to the book. Her voice is sweet, but her intent is playful. Jinhoo looks over, asking which sentence she means. Yejin points to a line, inching closer to him. She pretends to struggle with the concept. He explains that on is a preposition in the sentence. Yejin feigns confusion, asking where it is. She leans even closer, pressing against him lightly. She asks if it's here or there, her tone teasing. Jinhoo squirms, saying her hair keeps tickling him. He asks her to move back a bit. Yejin apologizes with a sly smile. She pulls out a rubber band and ties her hair up. She says it won't bother him now, her eyes gleaming mischievously. Jinhoo's thoughts race as he feels her closeness. The girl he couldn't even look at in high school is now inches away. Her every breath and faint, pleasant scent distract him. He tries to focus, but it's hard. The situation feels surreal, almost funny, yet it stirs something in him, making him uneasy. Suddenly, Yejin says she dropped her pen. She asks Jinhoo to pick it up, claiming it rolled away. Her tone is casual but demanding. Jinhoo points out she can use her own hands. Yejin insists she's busy with a problem. She pokes him with her eraser, urging him to do it. Jinhoo sighs, giving in. He asks her to stop poking him. He leans down to grab the pen, feeling her gaze on him. Jinhoo leans down to grab the pen, his thoughts swirling. Yejin's fiery attitude hasn't changed since high school. Her pretty face hides a tough personality. Under the table, he spots Yejin holding the safety wraps. His eyes widen at the sight. She's toying with him again. Yejin teases, asking what's wrong. She urges him to pick up the pen, saying she can't write without it. With a sly grin, she asks if he found something more interesting down there. Jinhoo's face flushes, caught off guard by her boldness. After her teasing, they shift to their workout session. The air grows warm with their activity. Suddenly, Yejin's mom calls from the door. She announces she brought drinks for them. Her cheerful voice breaks the moment. Yejin and Jinhoo freeze, startled by her arrival. Yejin's mom steps into the room, carrying drinks. She looks around, surprised to see only Jinhoo. She asks where Yejin is, her voice tinged with concern. Jinhoo stammers, saying Yejin stepped out for fresh air. He laughs nervously, trying to cover the awkwardness. His hands fidget as he speaks. Yejin's mom sighs, disappointed but not surprised. She apologizes for Yejin's behavior, admitting she spoiled her as a child. She encourages Jinhoo to be firm with her. Jinhoo nods, agreeing hesitantly. Yejin's mom pauses, sniffing the air. She remarks that the room smells odd despite being cleaned recently. A loud noise echoes from downstairs, startling her. She remembers leaving the teapot on and excuses herself. She assures Jinhoo that Yejin will return soon, then hurries out. Jinhoo stands and pulls the blanket off the bed. Yejin is hiding underneath, curled up. He demands to know how long she plans to stay hidden. Yejin peeks out, asking if her mom is really gone. She sounds relieved but shaken. Jinhoo tells her to come down, his tone impatient. Yejin climbs out, complaining that she was too scared to breathe. She says her muscles feel stiff from staying still. She struggles to move, looking uncomfortable. Jinhoo thinks she'll recover soon enough. He reflects on how close they came to getting caught. His heart races from the scare of her mom's sudden arrival. His pulse still pounds, and he glances at Yejin. Something catches his attention, stirring his nerves. Without a word, they resume their workout. The next day, Jinhoo sits in class. lost in thought. He had been determined to focus on tutoring but gave in to Yejin's antics. Their workout session left him too drained to teach. He worries that continuing like this will get him fired. His mind races with guilt and frustration. He mutters to himself, unaware of his surroundings. Yubin approaches, noticing his distressed expression. She asks why he's talking to himself and looking so miserable. Jinhoo jumps, insisting it's nothing. Yubin shrugs and reminds him about the semester kickoff party. She urges him to hurry so they won't be late. Jinhoo's eyes widen, realizing he forgot another event. He recalls missing the freshman welcome party. Determined not to skip this one, he agrees to go. He forces a laugh, trying to hide his nerves. Later, Jinhoo and Yubin walk together toward the party. His thoughts buzz, feeling anxious walking beside her. Yubin's presence makes his heart race. Yubin casually asks about his tutoring sessions. She mentions his new student, curious about how it's going. Jinhoo brushes it off, saying he's only gone a couple of times. Yubin pauses, then asks if his new student is a girl. She leans closer, saying he smells like someone else. Her comment catches him off guard. Jinhoo's mind panics, wondering if she's picking up Yejin's scent. He questions if their workout could still linger on him. Jinhoo stammers, confirming his new student is a girl. He nervously explains she uses a lot of air freshener in her room. He laughs awkwardly, blaming it on typical girl habits. Yubin tilts her head, curious. She asks if she smells nice too, since she's also a girl. She leans closer, her voice soft and teasing. Jinhoo hesitates, drawn in by her invitation to notice her scent. His heart pounds as he leans slightly toward her. The moment feels charged with tension. Suddenly, Yejin comes rushing from nowhere. She crashes into them, breaking the moment. Her unexpected arrival startles both Jinhoo and Yubin. At a lively restaurant, Jinhoo, Yubin, and Yejin sit together, drinks in hand. Yejin stands, buzzing with excitement, and announces the semester kickoff party. Her voice cuts through the chatter, drawing attention. Jinhoo sits awkwardly, his thoughts racing. He wonders how things spiraled to this point. His mind drifts back to 30 minutes earlier. Yejin had crashed into him and Yubin on their way to the party. Jinhoo, startled, asked what she was doing there. Yejin casually said she was heading home after class. She noticed Yubin and teased Jinhoo, asking if he was on a date. Grabbing his arm, she jokingly praised his charm. Jinhoo flushed, denying it, saying Yubin was just a college friend. He explained they were only walking to the welcome party together. Yejin smirked, saying it made sense he wouldn't have a girlfriend. Her words stung, but she laughed it off. Yubin, confused, asked who Yejin was. Jinhoo nervously introduced her as his new student. He forced a laugh, trying to ease the tension. Yubin nodded, noting Yejin seemed like a challenge. She urged Jinhoo to move along to the party. Her tone was calm but firm. Yejin's eyes flashed with jealousy at Yubin's words. She called out, asking if the party would have drinks. Excitedly, she declared she wanted to join too. Back at the restaurant, Jinhoo's thoughts swirl in disbelief. He can't fathom how Yejin ended up at the party. The department student representative fell for her charm and let her, an outsider, join. Jinhoo had hoped Yejin's mom would stop her. Instead, her mom was thrilled about it. Jinhoo slumps, overwhelmed by the unexpected turn of events. Yubin nudges Jinhoo, noticing his gloomy mood. She says it's no way to enjoy a party. Her voice is light, trying to lift his spirits. Jinhoo jumps, startled by her. He admits it's hard to stay cheerful with everything going on. He starts to explain, but his words trail off. Suddenly, Yejin swoops in and grabs Jinhoo's arm. She asks if he's having fun, her voice loud with excitement. She says she was worried about fitting in at an S university party, but everyone's so friendly. She wonders aloud if she should transfer to the school. Jinhoo snaps that transferring isn't that simple. He pushes her off, glancing nervously at Yubin. Yejin smirks, noticing his discomfort. She whispers teasingly that he doesn't want to act this way in front of Yubin. She guesses he must really like her, chuckling slyly. Jinhoo stammers, denying any feelings for Yubin. Yejin laughs loudly, brushing it off. She announces she's stepping away to use the restroom, leaving them with a playful wink. Jinhoo and Yubin sit alone, the air heavy. Jinhoo's thoughts churn, annoyed at Yejin for stirring up trouble. Her words made things awkward between him and Yubin. Yubin speaks up, saying she doesn't mind if there's something between them. Her tone is calm, but carries a hint of curiosity. Jinhoo's eyes widen, caught off guard. His mind races, replaying her words. He wonders if she means she's okay with him liking her. He doesn't dislike Yubin, but her comment leaves him flustered. Jinhoo's phone buzzes with a new message. He thinks it's from Yejin, wondering if she got stuck in the bathroom. He opens it and sees a cute photo of her, his face turning bright red. Yubin notices his reaction and asks what's wrong. She wonders if he got something odd from someone. Jinhoo stammers, insisting it's nothing, his voice shaky. After the party, they step outside into the cool night air. Yejin stretches, thrilled from the fun. She says she hasn't enjoyed herself like this in a while, especially with drinks. She teases Jinhoo about walking her home, asking if he's trying to prove he's a gentleman. Jinhoo explains her mom asked him to do it. He sighs in relief that nothing went wrong at the party. He begs Yejin not to send photos like that again. Yubin was right there and could have seen it. His tone is tense, worried about the close call. Yejin grins, saying he must really care about Yubin. She notes Yubin didn't seem to mind and suggests he make a move. She teases he might get lucky. Jinhoo protests, saying Yubin isn't that kind of person. Yejin's thoughts flare with jealousy. She wonders why he's so protective of Yubin. Yejin smirks and hands him one of her undergarments. She says she forgot to wear it back in the bathroom. Jinhoo stares, shocked, asking what it is. She points out it's still warm and mentions a quiet, nearby alley. With a playful tone, she asks if he'd like to help her put it back on. Her words hang in the air, teasing and bold. They went to the alley and started a workout session. During their workout in the quiet alley, Jinhoo's phone buzzes loudly. Yejin groans, annoyed at the interruption. She demands to know who's calling and grabs for the phone. Jinhoo protests, trying to snatch it back. He shouts for her to return it. His voice is frantic as he reaches out. Yejin glances at the screen and sees Yubin's name. Her eyes narrow with curiosity. Yejin snatches Jinhoo's phone and answers the call. Yubin's voice comes through, asking if Jinhoo got home safely. She mentions he seemed to drink a lot at the party. Yejin responds with a teasing tone, saying Jinhoo's busy with her. She suggests Yubin try calling later. Her words are bold and provocative. Yubin hangs up, frustration clear in her silence. Yejin giggles, saying the call dropped. She laughs, wishing Yubin heard more of her antics. Jinhoo, furious, demands to know what Yejin thinks she's doing. He reaches for his phone, his voice shaking with anger. Yejin holds it out of reach, smirking. She asks if he's going to call Yubin back to explain. Yejin says she doesn't mind, but questions if it's a good idea now. She declares she's not letting him go, laughing playfully. Jinhoo snaps, asking why she's tormenting him. He points out Yubin is in his department, worried about awkwardness at school. His face reddens with frustration. Yejin brushes it off, saying she's keeping him busy with their workout. She teases that she's letting him have fun outdoors. She claims it's not her concern if things get weird with Yubin. Jinhoo retorts that she's the one who wanted to work out outside. He tells her to stop acting like she's doing him a favor. His voice rises, exasperated by her attitude. They continue their workout in the alley for a while. The air is charged with their back and forth. Their session stretches on under the night sky. The next day, Jinhoo walks through campus, sneezing. He wonders if he caught a cold from sweating outdoors in the chilly spring air. He reflects on how the alcohol led to their unexpected outdoor workout. He groans inwardly, frustrated at being swept up by Yejin's whims. Suddenly, Yubin calls out from behind. She asks what he's doing, startling him. Jinhoo greets Yubin nervously, asking if she's done with classes. His voice wavers slightly. He's still rattled from last night's events. His mind drifts to their text exchange after Yejin's prank call. Yubin had assured him she knew it was a joke and wasn't upset. Despite her words, Jinhoo feels a heavy guilt, knowing the truth wasn't entirely a prank. Yubin confirms she just finished her last class. She mentions the department representative asked her to check if Jinhoo's attending the membership training trip. The event is a 2-day getaway for students to bond. Jinhoo blinks, realizing he forgot about the trip. He starts to say he has tutoring on Friday, but pauses. With a forced laugh, he tells her to sign him up, saying he could use some fresh air. In his head, Jinhoo celebrates the excuse to skip tutoring. He's tired of Yejin treating him like her personal workout buddy on call. He vows to show her he's not at her mercy this time. Yubin nods, saying she'll pass on the message. She adds that she'll have to go too, since he's attending. Her words catch him by surprise. Jinhoo's thoughts spiral, wondering if she means she's going because of him. He quickly dismisses the idea, telling himself not to overthink it. He decides to just enjoy the trip. Later, Jinhoo, Yubin, and others stand in front of a sparkling lake. The group marvels at the stunning view. Someone suggests dropping their bags in their rooms and playing by the water until dinner. Everyone agrees enthusiastically, buzzing with excitement. Jinhoo reflects on how refreshing it feels to take a break. For once, he's glad to escape his usual routine. Yubin glances at Jinhoo, asking if he's joining the others by the lake. Her tone is gentle but curious. Jinhoo declines, saying he doesn't want to get his clothes wet. She hands him a soda can from the store. Jinhoo takes it, surprised by her quiet approach. He thanks her, his voice soft. His thoughts churn as he sips the drink. He wants to join the fun, but feels anxious about playing among the girls. The idea alone makes his stomach twist. Yubin shifts the conversation to Yejin. She notes Yejin's lack of boundaries for a student, especially after the phone call prank. She suspects Jinhoo and Yejin knew each other before tutoring. Jinhoo laughs nervously, admitting Yejin was his high school classmate. He calls her sense of humor unchanged, insisting there's nothing between them. His words come out rushed. Yubin nods, saying she's glad there's nothing more to it. Her tone carries a hint of relief. Jinhoo starts to ask what she means, confused by her words. Suddenly, Jinhoo's friends splash water at them, laughing loudly. They tease Jinhoo and Yubin for staying dry. They urge them to join in and get wet. Jinhoo groans, telling them to act their age. He turns to check on Yubin, worried about the splash. His eyes widen when he sees her soaked from head to toe. Jinhoo stammers, pointing out Yubin's soaked shirt. He blushes, saying it's see-through from the water. His voice shakes with embarrassment. Yubin shrugs calmly, saying she doesn't mind him seeing. Her casual tone catches him off guard. Jinhoo's face burns as he looks away. Later that night, the group gathers around a sizzling barbecue. The smell of grilling meat fills the air. Friends chatter and call for more meat to cook. Jinhoo's mind lingers on Yubin's earlier moment. He can't stop picturing her soaked figure, noticing her striking shape. His thoughts wander, making him feel guilty. A friend suddenly yells, snapping Jinhoo back. They scold him for burning the meat on the grill. Jinhoo fumbles, claiming it's just a natural mistake. Yubin watches the scene, her cheeks slightly pink. The group moves on to drinking games, laughing loudly. One friend groans, dizzy from losing 5 rounds in a row. Another friend teases, pointing out who can't handle their drinks. They ask if Jihye took her penalty shot. Jihye protests, saying she's already had plenty. A friend volunteers Jinhoo to drink for Jihye. The group cheers, praising his willingness. Jinhoo forces a smile, agreeing to take the shot. His thoughts swirl as he grabs the glass. He dislikes drinking games but can't say no. He doesn't want to ruin the party's vibe. Jihye thanks him, her voice grateful. Jinhoo downs the entire glass in one go. Suddenly, he sputters, coughing from the spicy burn. The drink was laced with hot sauce, a friend reveals, laughing. They tease Jinhoo for thinking he could skip the fun. The group erupts in laughter as Jinhoo grimaces. Jinhoo grumbles at his friends for the hot sauce prank. Jihye laughs, saying it's her first time drinking with him and he's a blast. Her amusement lights up the group. Another friend agrees, surprised Jinhoo enjoys this kind of fun. They thought he wasn't the party type. The table buzzes with cheerful chatter. Jinhoo's thoughts pause, surprised by their words. He realizes he's actually enjoying himself with the girls. He wonders if it's the drinks or his past with Yejin easing his fears. He shrugs off the reason, feeling good. The drink tastes great and goes down smoothly. Caught in the moment, Jinhoo drinks heavily and passes out. Later, he wakes up in a quiet room, disoriented. His head throbs as he recalls the drinking games at the membership training trip. He guesses his friends moved him here after he blacked out. The hangover promises a rough morning. Jinhoo groans, regretting getting swept up in the fun. He rubs his temples, trying to piece things together. Suddenly, he notices Yubin nearby, playing a game of Valorant. She whispers for him to stay quiet, warning others might hear. Her focus is intense on the screen. Jinhoo's mind reels, confused by the scene. He wonders if waking up to Yubin like this is real. It feels too wild to be true, especially at the trip. He convinces himself it's a dream. There's no way Yubin would play Valorant so boldly here. Comforted by the thought, he relaxes slightly. Yubin, still focused, pulls him into the game with enthusiasm. A friend sleepwalks into the room, startling Jinhoo and Yubin. Jinhoo panics, trying to explain it's a misunderstanding. The friend ignores him, stumbles into a wall, and walks away. Yubin whispers they didn't get caught. She suggests they keep playing their game. They dive back into Valorant, continuing through the night. The next day at university, a friend teases Jinhoo for looking exhausted. They ask if he's craving another membership training trip. Jinhoo forces a laugh, saying he's fine. His thoughts swirl with confusion. He can't tell anyone about the hazy night with Yubin. Drunk and disoriented, he's unsure if their gaming session really happened. When he woke up, Yubin was gone. He couldn't read her expression when they crossed paths later. He convinces himself it was probably a dream. A friend mentions Yubin also seemed off today. Another agrees, noting she didn't look well. Jinhoo's heart skips, wondering if it wasn't a dream after all. His mind races with doubt. If it really happened, he might have made a mistake he was too drunk to recall. Unable to bear the uncertainty, he decides to ask her. Jinhoo bolts from his friends, shouting he has to go. He dashes off, determined to find Yubin. He spots her reading on a bench and catches his breath. He greets her, saying he was looking for her. Yubin looks up, surprised he approached her first. She asks what's on his mind, her tone curious. Jinhoo stammers, bringing up the night at the trip. His thoughts spiral, imagining how asking could go wrong. He pictures her accusing him of being inappropriate or upset that he forgot. He freezes, unsure what to say. The fear of saying the wrong thing grips him. His mind races, searching for the right words. Jihye and her friends spot Jinhoo and rush over. Jihye asks if he took Professor Wang's class last year. She begs him to lead a study group for their exam next week. Her friend chimes in, pleading with enthusiasm. Jinhoo blinks, shocked that midterms are next week. He thought they were 2 weeks away. Jihye explains that Professor Wang moved the exam earlier due to a seminar. She adds it's an open book test, causing everyone to panic. Open book exams are notoriously tough, even with notes. Jinhoo's jaw drops, stunned by the news. He repeats her words in disbelief. The pressure of the sudden change hits him hard. Jie and her friend grab his arms, urging him to plan the study group. They pull him along, eager to get started. Jinhoo protests, saying he needs to call his tutoring students. Yubin sighs, watching the scene unfold. Meanwhile, Yejin sits alone in her room, playing a video game. Her phone pings with a text from her mom. The message says Jinhoo can't come today due to an urgent matter. It mentions he'll make up the session and encourages her to study. Yejin's face darkens with anger. She grips her controller, frustrated that Jinhoo bailed again. Jinhoo trudges along, exhausted from his exams. He thinks about his makeup tutoring sessions with Yejin. He dreads facing her, knowing she's likely furious. He wants to go home and rest, but he can't skip another session after missing 2 already. Reluctantly, he heads to Yejin's house. He enters, noticing the door is open. Yejin's mom doesn't greet him as usual. He wonders if she's busy with a phone call or something else. Jinhoo spots Yejin asleep on the sofa. He worries she might catch a cold. He reaches out to wake her, hesitating slightly. Yejin suddenly opens her eyes, catching him off guard. She teases, asking why he's reaching for his sleeping student. Her voice drips with mischief as she calls out for her mom. Jinhoo panics, begging her to stop. He offers to do anything to keep her quiet. His heart races, fearing her mom overheard. Yejin bursts into laughter, revealing it's a prank. She says her mom is out of the country visiting a friend until the day after tomorrow. She gloats about fooling him again. Jinhoo's anger flares, realizing she tricked him once more. Yejin leans closer, pointing out they're alone in the house. She teases that he owes her for missed sessions. He suggests they go to her room first. Yejin questions why, since no one else is home. Her playful tone challenges him. Jinhoo tries to reason with her, asking her to listen. Yejin giggles, commenting on his tired appearance. She notes he's not his usual energetic self. He explains he's drained from staying up all night for exams. Yejin pouts, saying that won't do. She offers a surprise to lift his spirits. With a grin, she starts a playful dance to cheer him up. Jinhoo blushes, caught off guard by her antics. He quickly shifts focus and insists on starting their hard tutoring session. While tutoring intensely, Jinhoo's eyes droop and he falls asleep. Yejin snaps, shocked that he dozed off during their study session. Her voice jolts him awake. Jinhoo stammers an apology, pleading for understanding. He explains his exams and late-night study group left him exhausted. He feels like he's running on empty. Yejin raises an eyebrow, catching his mention of studying with girls. She asks about it, her tone sharp with curiosity. Jinhoo admits he met them at the membership training trip. He shares how he struggled to keep up with their conversations during breaks. It felt awkward, he confesses. His words trail off as he notices Yejin's expression. Suddenly, Yejin grabs him tightly, startling him. He asks what she's doing, his voice rising in panic. Yejin's thoughts boil with jealousy, annoyed he was having fun with others while she was alone. She brushes off her feelings, claiming she doesn't care who he hangs out with, but her irritation lingers. She shifts the topic to distract herself. Yejin mentions her mom's friend owns a fancy beach hotel. Her mom vacations there every summer and promised to take her if she scores well on a practice exam. She beams, excited about the trip. Jinhoo congratulates her, wishing her luck. Yejin insists he must join them if she gets to go. She says it's a 5-star hotel, making it sound irresistible. He protests, citing his classes. Yejin cuts him off, saying they can go on a weekend. She teases that he can't let 2 women travel alone, urging him to protect them. Jinhoo points out her mom goes every year without issue, but under her pressure, he reluctantly agrees to join if she gets to go. Yejin cheers, holding him to his promise. In his mind, Jinhoo doubts she'll score well enough to earn the trip. Yejin vows to start studying hard, her determination sparked. She grins, sealing their deal. To lighten the mood before studying, they decide to play video games. After the exam, Jinhoo arrives outside where Yejin waits. She spots him and shouts his name loudly, waving him over. Her voice echoes, drawing curious glances. Jinhoo cringes, asking her to lower her volume. People are staring, and he feels embarrassed. Yejin teases his outfit, calling him a total goof. He brushes off her comment, annoyed she called him out suddenly. He questions why he needs to help her pick a swimsuit. He grumbles that she dragged him here on a weekend. Yejin insists she wants a guy's opinion on what looks good on her. She adds that he probably has nothing better to do anyway. Handing him her bag to carry, she tells him to follow quietly. Jinhoo's thoughts swirl as he trails behind her. He recalls his promise to join her beach trip, never expecting she'd ace the exam. He underestimated her, realizing she just needed the right push to succeed. Yejin suddenly spots an ice cream stand and gets excited. She declares she wants one, noting the hot weather. Jinhoo stumbles to keep up as she hurries over. She grabs a large ice cream, marveling at its size. She makes a playful, bold comment, comparing it to Jinhoo. Her words are loud and cheeky. Jinhoo snaps, telling her to watch her mouth in public. Yejin ignores him, savoring the ice cream. She declares it delicious, clearly enjoying herself. His thoughts race, wondering why she acts so wild even over ice cream. Her carefree attitude unsettles him. He tries not to stare, but it's hard. Yejin notices his gaze and teases him. She asks if he can't take his eyes off her. Offering him a bite, she grins mischievously. Jinhoo declines the ice cream, pointing out Yejin already licked it. His voice is nervous, almost squeaky. Yejin teases him, laughing at his embarrassment over sharing a bite. She jokes about their past workouts, saying he shouldn't mind a little spit. Her loud laughter draws attention as she enjoys the fresh air. Jinhoo's face burns with discomfort. Suddenly, Yejin bumps into a man while walking. A bit of ice cream falls onto her shirt, making her gasp. She complains it feels cold and sticky. She tells Jinhoo to clean it off, her tone playful. Jinhoo panics, asking how he can do that in the middle of the street. He worries about her threatening to post something online again. Yejin pouts, calling him no fun. She decides to clean it herself, shrugging it off. Her carefree attitude leaves Jinhoo flustered. Later, at a swimsuit store, Jinhoo sits alone, feeling out of place. He thinks the situation is painfully awkward. He avoids looking around, fearing people might think he's creepy. His phone buzzes with a text from Yejin. She tells him to look closely at what she's sending. She starts texting photos of herself in different swimsuits. Jinhoo's thoughts race as he views the pictures. He admits her figure makes every swimsuit look amazing. His cheeks flush as he tries to focus. Yejin suddenly pops out from the changing room, startling him. She asks why he didn't reply and pulls him toward her. Jinhoo stammers, caught off guard. She drags him into the changing room, ignoring his protests. He worries someone might see them. His eyes widen when he sees her bold swimsuit. Yejin laughs, asking if the swimsuit isn't wild. Jinhoo questions if she'd really wear it to the beach, reminding her that her mom is coming. His voice is laced with concern. Yejin sighs, agreeing she probably can't wear it. She teases that he's getting too excited by the sight. She points out he'd be in trouble if this happens at the beach. Noticing his reaction, she giggles, saying he can't leave the changing room like this. She offers to help him calm down. They slip into a quick workout session right there in the store. A store employee showing swimsuits to a customer hears noises from the fitting room. She thinks she sees 4 legs inside, her eyes widening. Shaking her head, she dismisses it as her imagination. Jinhoo and Yejin step out of the fitting room, looking refreshed. Yejin stretches, saying she feels energized from their workout. She teases that she could get used to exercising in fitting rooms. Jinhoo snaps, warning her not to unless she wants to end up on the news. Yejin laughs, saying they'll have plenty of fun workouts at the beach. She calls this a warm-up for their trip. Suddenly, Yubin approaches, spotting Jinhoo. She says she thought he looked familiar from behind. Her voice is calm but curious. Jinhoo stammers, surprised to see Yubin. He asks what she's doing there. His nerves spike as he fidgets. Yubin explains she's shopping for clothes since it's the weekend. She glances at Yejin, noting Jinhoo brought his tutoring student. A bead of sweat rolls down her face. Jinhoo struggles to find words, his mind racing. Yejin jumps in, cheerfully announcing they're buying swimsuits for a beach trip next weekend. She brags about staying at a fancy resort hotel. She adds that the whole weekend will be a blast. Yubin nods, saying she needs to go. She wishes them fun at the beach and walks away. Jinhoo tries to call after her, but she's already gone. Yejin bursts into laughter, saying Yubin's trying to act calm. She bets Yubin's secretly fuming inside. Jinhoo, confused, asks why Yubin would be upset. His voice shakes with uncertainty. Jinhoo's thoughts linger on Yubin's expression as she walked away. He wonders what her look meant. Still unsure about the night at the membership training trip, the uncertainty gnaws at him. Later, Yejin announces she's taking the bus home. She hands Jinhoo her bags, but gives him a small one as a gift. She grins, saying it's a swimsuit for him. She reveals she used her mom's card to buy it, calling herself generous. She teases that he probably doesn't own one and should be thankful. Jinhoo stammers a thank you, surprised by the gesture. His thoughts soften, touched by her gift despite her past meanness. He wonders if this is what people call Stockholm Syndrome. Yejin's next words snap him out of it. She points out the swimsuit has a front opening for easy workouts. She warns him to wear it at the beach or face her wrath. Jinhoo's gratitude fades, realizing her true intentions. 1 week later, they arrive at the beach. Yejin marvels at the ocean's beauty, breathing in the salty air. She beams, excited by the sunshine and waves. Her mood sours when she spots Yubin nearby. She accuses Yubin of following them after hearing about the resort. Her voice drips with irritation. Yejin's mom steps in, calming her down. She reminds Yejin that Yubin is Jinhoo's school friend, making her a friend too. She announces she arranged an extra room for Yubin, encouraging everyone to get along. Yubin thanks her politely, her voice steady. Yejin fumes inwardly, thinking her mom favors people from top schools. Her frustration simmers beneath her smile. Yejin turns to Jinhoo, ordering him to grab her bag and follow. She declares she's unpacking to hit the beach. Jinhoo nods, hurrying to keep up. Yubin watches quietly, wondering why Yejin's in such a rush. Later, Jinhoo sets up a parasol on the beach. He waits for the others to join him. His thoughts swirl with disbelief. He never imagined he'd be at the beach with a group of women. Despite the odd mix, he feels a sense of accomplishment. Yejin, in her swimsuit, marvels at the ocean's crystal clear water. Yubin, also in a swimsuit, agrees, noting the perfect beach weather. The sun shines. She tells the group to have fun. Her carefree tone leaves them to enjoy the beach. She suddenly calls out to Jinhoo, asking him to rub sunscreen on her. Jinhoo freezes, shocked by the request. He nervously asks if it has to be him. She explains it's hard to apply alone and asks for a gentle touch. Jinhoo's mind spins, reminding himself she's just his 2D's mom. He tries to stay calm and clear his thoughts. As he applies the sunscreen, she gasps at the cold sensation. She assures him she's fine and asks him to continue. Jinhoo exhales, relieved it's nothing serious. She praises his tutoring, surprised by Yejin's improved grades. She notes he's only taught her briefly, but calls him wonderful. She mentions rewarding him, her voice soft. Jinhoo, focused, misses her last words and asks her to repeat. She laughs it off, saying it's nothing. She asks him to apply sunscreen to other areas, like her arms and legs. He hesitates, suggesting she could do it herself. She admits she's tired from a long trip and would appreciate his help. Her request leaves him flustered but obligated. Jinhoo nervously agrees to continue applying sunscreen. He asks Yejin's mom to lie still. His hands tremble slightly as he resumes. She thanks him warmly, her voice sweet. As he massages the sunscreen, her phone rings. She answers, chatting briefly with a friend. She hangs up, apologizing to Jinhoo. Her friend is nearby, so she's going to meet her for a chat. She tells him to join the girls and enjoy, as she might be late. Jinhoo nods, relieved as she leaves. He walks along the beach, reflecting on the moment. He struggled to stay calm while helping her, surprised by her boldness. He muses that Yejin takes after her mom. His thoughts wander as he searches for the girls. Suddenly, he spots Yubin sitting alone by the water. Her swimsuit catches his eye, nearly slipping as she squats. Jinhoo blushes, approaching her. He asks why she's alone, his voice nervous. Yubin greets him, saying she's just resting. She asks what he was doing, her tone curious. Jinhoo stammers, dodging the question. He compliments her swimsuit, noting it looks good but bold. Yubin smiles, pleased by the comment. She shares that she's not into beaches and bought her first swimsuit for this trip. Jinhoo nods, surprised by her words. His thoughts race, questioning why she came to the beach. He wonders if Yejin's accusation about Yubin following them was true. Seizing the moment, Jinhoo speaks up. He says he needs to ask her something important. He wants to clear up his confusion about the night at the membership training trip. Jinhoo starts to ask Yubin about the night at the membership training trip. He mentions waking up in his room, unsure what happened. His voice trembles with hesitation. Before he can finish, Yejin douses him with a wave of ocean water. She laughs, declaring she got him. She teases that this is how to have fun at the beach, splashing him again. Jinhoo sputters, complaining about the salty taste. Yejin urges him to splash her back, challenging him not to just stand there. Her playful energy pulls him in. They turn and splash Yubin, catching her off guard. Yubin pauses, then agrees that since they're all here, they should have fun together. She joins in, splashing back with a smile. The group laughs and splashes in the water, caught up in the moment. Yejin teases Yubin, calling her a smarty pants who knows how to have fun. She dares her to keep up, grinning widely. After playing for a while, Jinhoo rests in the water, catching his breath. He admits to himself that it was fun. The carefree moment feels refreshing. Yejin suddenly calls out, showing off starfish she stuck on her swimsuit. She giggles, calling herself a little mermaid. Her playful pose draws attention. Jinhoo stammers, shocked at where she placed the starfish. Yejin laughs, saying she found them in the water and thought they looked cute. She asks if they're prettier than her swimsuit. One starfish suddenly pinches her, and she yelps. She demands Jinhoo remove them quickly. Her voice is urgent, mixed with pain. Jinhoo hesitates, realizing he'd have to use his hands. He thinks it's risky to do this in public. His nerves spike as he weighs his options. Yejin snaps, saying it hurts and to just yank them off. Jinhoo carefully removes the starfish, wincing as she grimaces. He tries to be gentle despite her urgency. Yejin, now free, shifts to a teasing mood. She jokes that Jinhoo's getting all worked up too. She suggests they cool off with a quick workout, her tone playful. Jinhoo hesitates, mentioning Yubin's presence nearby. Yejin laughs, reminding him they buried Yubin in the sand during their play. Her tone is carefree and teasing. He nervously admits he doesn't have any protective gear. Yejin grins, saying she slipped some into her swimsuit. She suggests they find a spot away from the crowd. After their workout, Yejin stretches and says she's thirsty. She orders Jinhoo to buy her a drink, specifying he knows her favorite. Her voice is casual but commanding. Jinhoo agrees, hurrying to the store. As he buys the drink, he reflects on how he's running errands for her again. He even remembers her favorite drink without thinking. His thoughts turn sour, realizing this behavior is why Yejin always teased him. It stirs memories of his high school struggles. He groans, feeling trapped in old patterns. When he returns, He freezes. A tall, muscular man stands in front of Yejin, looking angry. A muscular man shouts at Yejin in an unfamiliar language. Yejin, alarmed, can't understand a word. He sees Yejin's nervous expression as the man seems angry. Jinhoo steps forward, cautiously asking if there's a problem. The man responds in the same foreign language, his tone sharp. Jinhoo replies calmly and the man nods, walking away. Yejin, relieved, asks what Jinhoo said to calm him down so quickly. He explains the man was Russian, asking for the bathroom. Frustrated, he just needed directions. Yejin huffs, wondering how she was supposed to understand a Russian bodybuilder yelling at her. She asks where Jinhoo learned Russian. Her voice mixes awe and irritation. Jinhoo says he took it as an elective at school. Yejin thanks him softly for helping, her tone shifting. She hints it might change how she sees him. Jinhoo, caught off guard, asks her to repeat herself over the ocean's noise. Yejin kicks him playfully, calling him a moron and telling him to forget it. Her grin hides her earlier softness. Later that night, they dine at the hotel. Fireworks suddenly light up the sky, surprising Jinhoo. The group watches, captivated by the dazzling display. In his room, Jinhoo lies on his bed, reflecting on the day. The beach and dinner were amazing, though he wore himself out. He feels a twinge of guilt that Yejin's mom missed the fun. He thinks about Yejin's surprised look earlier, a side he never saw in high school. It reminds him she's human too, despite her bold front. The thought feels strangely new. His phone pings with a text from Yejin. She demands he come to her room in 10 minutes for another workout. Jinhoo sighs, knowing what's coming. He worries about Yubin's room being next door. He decides to knock quietly to avoid getting caught. Nervously, he heads to Yejin's door and taps lightly. Yejin opens the door, wearing a bold swimsuit, and urges Jinhoo to come in. Jinhoo, startled, pushes her inside, asking what she's wearing. His voice is a mix of shock and nerves. She giggles, explaining she bought it online before the trip. Feeling shy about trying it on in a store, she picked one that seemed her size. She twirls, asking how she looks. Jinhoo swallows hard, his thoughts racing. The swimsuit isn't much different from her beach one, but in her room at night, alone, it feels entirely new. His face flushes as he tries to stay composed. They decide to play Valorant to pass the night. Yejin suddenly notices the mouse is missing from the table. She frowns, puzzled by its absence. She steps outside to search for it, but finds nothing. Returning to the room, she shrugs and suggests they play without it. They dive back into the game, adapting to the challenge. Jinhoo walks back to his room after defeating Yejin in their Valorant game. He thinks about how intense their gaming session was, though they only played one round. Yejin said she couldn't handle another, claiming he got too competitive near the end. He muses that on other days she'd demand more rounds. Despite the win, he feels unsatisfied. His makeup tutoring sessions are done, so he plans to sleep since they leave tomorrow. He enters his room and freezes, seeing Yubin sitting there. She looks up, surprised, saying she didn't expect him back so soon. Jinhoo stammers, shocked to find Yubin in his room. He asks how she got in, pointing out it's his private space. His voice trembles with confusion. Yubin casually explains she told the front desk they were traveling together. They gave her a spare key without hesitation. Jinhoo's thoughts race, annoyed at the staff's carelessness. He asks why she's there, mentioning he was about to sleep. Yubin opens her phone, saying she wants to show him a video from the beach. Her tone is calm but purposeful. Jinhoo assumes it's something light like a fish or scenery. He compliments the video quality, noting how good phone cameras are now. His words falter when he sees a clip of him and Yejin during their workout. Yubin grabs his collar, her voice sharp. She accuses him of being with Yejin just now, continuing their workouts. She points out they're consenting adults, but questions what Yejin's mom would think. She demands he work out with her too, threatening to show the video to Yejin's mom. Jinhoo protests, saying this is sudden. His mind spins, caught off guard by her intensity. Yubin questions if it's really out of nowhere, reminding him of their night at the membership training trip. She asks if he's no longer interested. Her words hit him like a wave. Jinhoo's thoughts reel, realizing that night wasn't a dream. Yubin, seeing his hesitation, says she'll refresh his memory. They begin a cardio session in the room. During their workout, Yubin opens up. She admits she's always been curious about fitness, but found guys at college didn't approach her. She didn't want just anyone, preferring someone honest like Jinhoo. She confesses she's been waiting for her chance with him. Her voice is earnest, revealing her feelings. They continue their cardio session. After their cardio session, Jinhoo and Yubin fall asleep. In his dreams, Jinhoo imagines a lively workout with Yejin, Yubin, and himself together. The strange scene feels vivid and chaotic. He jolts awake, confused by the dream. Glancing around, he notices Yubin has returned to her own room. He decides to shower quickly to avoid missing the train. While washing his face, Jinhoo reflects on the trip. He can't believe he ended up as workout buddies with Yubin. The thought leaves him stunned. Suddenly, a girl grabs his hand from behind, startling him. She tells him to stay quiet and confirms his name. She says someone wants to see him and leads him away. The girl brings Jin-hoo to a woman holding a glass of red wine. She announces she brought him as ordered, calling the woman boss. Jin-hoo's thoughts spiral, fearing she's a gangster involved in something dangerous. The woman introduces herself as Marina Orlov from Russia. She reveals she owns the hotel. Jin-hoo realizes she's Yejin's mom's friend, his panic easing slightly. He nervously greets her, asking why she wanted to see him. Marina says something she saw last night caught her interest. Her tone is calm but mysterious. Jin-hoo asks if she saw him yesterday, his voice shaky. Marina laughs, saying not in person. She explains her friend mentioned bringing a man, sparking her curiosity. She says she did some digging and found something intriguing. She asks her assistant Kasha to turn on a screen. Marina invites Jin-hoo to look, warning it might surprise him. Marina plays a video on the screen revealing footage of Jin-hoo and Yejin's workout. She explains she installed a camera to learn more about him. She calls the video impressive, offering him a copy on a thumb drive. Jin-hoo, frustrated, protests that recording them is illegal. His voice shakes with anger and fear. He glares at her, feeling cornered. Marina agrees it's illegal, but points out he's not blameless either. She knows he's Yejin's tutor and doubts her friend is aware of their workouts. Jin-hoo's panicked reaction confirms her suspicion. He demands to know what she wants from him. His voice is tense, bracing for her answer. Marina smirks, praising his quick thinking. She admits she planned to tell her friend immediately, but after watching the video, she changed her mind. She confesses it's been a while since she's seen such an energetic young man, sparking her curiosity. Marina invites Jin-hoo for a cardio session, her tone suggestive. She promises to delete the video if he performs well. Jin-hoo excels in the cardio session with Marina. Impressed, she invites him for another workout. Her offer lingers as they part ways. Back home, Jin-hoo reflects on the beach trip's wild events. His life has shifted since returning. He and Yubin now share a secret, sneaking workouts whenever they feel like it. Yejin, too, keeps him busy with workouts during tutoring sessions. Jin-hoo muses he's living a life he never imagined. He jokes he might need vitamins to keep up with their demands. At a lively gathering, Yejin's friends spot her and call her over. They ask how she's been, curious if she's still studying for college. Yejin saying her mom's nagging keeps her at it. She asks her friends, Soo-young and Mina, how they're doing. They beam, saying they're great. Mina shares she has a new boyfriend, praising his skills compared to her ex. Soo-young teases Mina for moving on so quickly. Mina laughs, mentioning her boyfriend's bold new accessory. The conversation turns lively and personal. Yejin's thoughts grumble, annoyed that her friends only talk about their romantic adventures. Mina teases Yejin, saying studying must be tough, wasting her youth. Soo-young agrees, pitying her pretty face. Yejin smirks, saying she's not missing out. She reveals she has a workout buddy for plenty of fun. Her friends gasp, excited by the news. They press her for details, asking to see a picture. Yejin brushes it off, saying he's not photo-worthy, but great at workouts. She blushes, describing him as nerdy, yet sometimes bold. Her friends notice her flush and question if he's just a workout buddy. They tease that it sounds like she really likes him. Yejin freezes, caught off guard by their words. Yejin snaps, denying she has feelings for her workout buddy. Her friends laugh, pointing out how fondly she spoke of him. They tease her, amused by her flustered reaction. She insists it's not like that, growing frustrated. Yejin announces she has to leave for a class at her academy. She storms off, brushing off their comments. Her friends call out, asking her to cover their bill since they forgot their cards. Yejin agrees, slightly annoyed but willing. They thank her warmly, giggling as she leaves. Walking to the bus alone, Yejin fumes in her thoughts. She scoffs at the idea of liking Jin-hoo, calling him a loser. Yet she admits he can be surprisingly bold sometimes. She scolds herself for even considering it seriously. Her anger bubbles as she tries to shake off the thought. She tells herself to get a grip. Boarding the bus, Yejin freezes when she spots Jin-hoo inside. She demands to know what he's doing there. Jin-hoo explains he just finished tutoring someone nearby. Yejin's thoughts curse the timing of running into him. The crowded bus presses them close together. She feels trapped, her irritation growing. She tells Jin-hoo to back off, saying she can't breathe. He protests that the bus is too full for space. The packed space heightens their tension. Yejin's thoughts mock Jin-hoo's embarrassment, given their past workouts. She questions why she'd ever like someone like him. A mischievous idea sparks in her mind. She complains about the heat, fanning herself dramatically. Yejin adjusts her clothes, saying she feels sweaty and sticky. Her teasing tone draws Jin-hoo's attention. She notices him looking and decides to push further. Yejin playfully asks about something poking out of his pants. Her words are bold, meant to fluster him. As Jin-hoo moves to push her away, a woman with glasses grabs his hands. She loudly accuses him of being inappropriate. Jin-hoo and Yejin are kicked off the bus. Jinhoo fumes, scolding Yejin for pulling such a prank in public. He insists there are things you shouldn't do around others. Yejin retorts, accusing him of overreacting and getting too excited. She says he only escaped trouble because she called him her boyfriend. Without her, he'd be in serious trouble. Jinhoo groans, admitting she's right but still frustrated. Yejin's thoughts swirl with embarrassment for claiming he's her boyfriend. She vows to keep it from her friends Mina and Sooyoung. Suddenly, the girl with glasses Jisoo calls out to them. She asks to speak for a moment, urging them to wait. Yejin's thoughts flare, recognizing her as the one from the bus. Yejin snaps, ready to confront Jisoo for embarrassing them. Jisoo excitedly asks if she's Yejin, saying it's been so long. Yejin, confused, questions if they've met before. Jisoo insists they went to the same high school, introducing herself. Yejin's thoughts blank. She's never heard of Jisoo. The name doesn't ring a bell at all. Jisoo recalls her high school days, describing herself as plain and studious. Her life felt dull and lonely back then. She was a shy bookworm with few friends. One day, she noticed Yejin, a confident senior who commanded attention. Jisoo developed a crush, admiring her from afar. Her admiration grew, watching Yejin every chance she got. Even on Yejin's graduation day, Jisoo watched her from a distance, tears in her eyes. She shares this story with Yejin, her voice warm with nostalgia. Yejin listens, stunned by the revelation. Yejin's thoughts dismiss Jisoo's story, finding it irrelevant. She thinks it's bad luck to deal with this odd encounter. She has no time for it. Yejin forces a polite response, saying she understands. She quickly adds she's busy and needs to leave. Jisoo calls out to Yejin, eager to catch up after so long. She suggests finding a quiet place to talk. Yejin hesitates, saying there's not much to share. Jisoo assumes Yejin attends a top university, praising her modestly. She admits she barely got into Q University due to exam nerves. She mentions she's job hunting for a scholarship-required internship. Yejin's eyes widen, stunned that Jisoo attends a top 10 Korean school. Jisoo's words about job interviews hit Yejin hard. Her thoughts reel, feeling a pang of inadequacy. Jisoo shifts the topic, asking if Yejin was joking about dating Jinhoo on the bus. She says Yejin, always cool and pretty, could do better than a nobody. Her words sting, catching Yejin off guard. Yejin suddenly softens, calling her Jisoo and agreeing to chat. She suggests a nice nearby place to talk. Her voice turns warm, inviting Jisoo along excitedly. Jisoo beams, thrilled at the chance to reconnect. Jinhoo watches, a bad feeling creeping over him. He senses trouble brewing but can't pinpoint why. Later, they enter a motel room and Jisoo fidgets, confused. She asks Yejin what kind of place this is. Yejin smirks, saying it's just a motel. She explains she wants to show Jisoo why she'd date someone like Jinhoo. Yejin says she'll prove he's amazing. Her tone is playful but sharp. Jinhoo, baffled, questions why he's there too. Yejin brushes him off, saying he heard her plan. She suddenly grabs Jisoo's hair, pulling her closer. Yejin tells Jinhoo to show Jisoo his gaming skills with a controller. She wants him to prove he's not a nobody. Her voice drips with mischief. Jinhoo protests, shocked at the idea of competing with a stranger. He calls Yejin crazy, resisting her push. Despite his objections, Yejin insists and they start a competitive video game session. Jinhoo checks his reflection in his phone, fussing over his hair. He visits Yejin's house often but feels nervous today. He knocks and Yejin and her mom open the door, welcoming him warmly. At the dinner table, Jinhoo feels out of place. He's never been invited to a student's home for a meal. He thanks them, hoping it wasn't too much trouble. Yejin's mom waves off his concern, grateful for his tutoring. She credits him for Yejin's hard work and improved focus at her exam prep institute. The institute's head was shocked at Yejin's rising scores. She starts to say Yejin wanted his praise, but Yejin cuts her off, embarrassed. Her mom laughs, saying the meal is a thank you. She excuses herself to finish preparing the food. Jinhoo reflects on Yejin's changed attitude. She's stopped joking during lessons and focuses fully, catching up fast. He notes she still makes time for their workouts, though. He wonders if her change started after a specific day. Regardless, he's glad to see his student trying hard. It feels rewarding to witness her progress. Yejin suddenly teases Jinhoo, saying they have time before dinner. She jokes about being hungry for a playful appetizer. Her mischievous tone makes him blush. They sneak in a quick game under the table. Yejin's mom calls out, saying the food's ready and asking Yejin to taste it. She looks back, confused, noticing Yejin's absence. Jinhoo stammers, saying Yejin dropped something under the table. He laughs nervously, covering for her. Yejin's mom sighs, asking her to come taste the dish. Yejin pops up, heading to the kitchen. She slurps the broth, praising its rich flavor. Her mom smiles, saying she worked extra hard on it today. Yejin agrees, noting the broth's thick texture. They all sit down to eat, enjoying the meal and wine together. Laughter fills the room as they share stories. After dinner, Yejin's mom chuckles at Yejin's heavy drinking. She says the wine was pricey and Yejin overdid it. Unable to carry her, she asks Jinhoo to take Yejin to her room. Jinhoo agrees to carry Yejin, assuring her mom it's no trouble. He carefully lifts her, focusing to avoid tripping. His thoughts race as he navigates the stairs. He gently places Yejin on her bed, relieved to set her down. He notes she's heavier than expected, but skips a blanket since it's summer. Wiping his brow, he heads downstairs. Yejin's mom thanks him, joking that Yejin's heavier than she looks. She laughs, saying Yejin takes after her sturdy build. Jinhoo chuckles nervously, insisting she wasn't heavy. She offers him a cup of coffee, and he accepts gratefully. She mentions the dinner invitation was sudden and asks if he enjoyed it. Her tone is warm and curious. Jinhoo praises the delicious meal, surprised she cooked it herself. He says he wishes he could eat her cooking daily.